Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Ayush Majithia, and from today I really wanted to start this for a while, which is getting some of my friends on this and doing a podcast kind of thing with some of my friends and really enjoying the conversation and learning something new. So our guest for today is one of my closest friends, Jade da Silva, and we've known each other for like 2 or 3 years only, but we've been really close. And I'm super excited to have her. So we're going to talk about friendship today, and yeah, let's start.
Okay. Hi everyone.
Tell us something about yourself, Jade.
Okay. I am excited to be here. I am also a little nervous. I don't know. I don't want to say anything stupid, okay? I think everyone deals with that. Everyone wants to not say anything stupid. And I know once we're done recording this, I'm going to be like, oh god, why did I say that? I'm going to look at this 10 years later and say, oh god, I sound so cringy. But yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but I'm doing it. So...
Well, that's like I think, is that an INFJ personality trait or something like that?
Ayush, man. Okay, this is one thing that Ayush does. Okay, the Myers-Briggs, it's like a personality test and he just takes it for like gospel truth. It's just a fun thing.
That's actually one of my defenses, anything I do wrong and I'm like, all ENFPs do that. Yeah, I'm an ENFP, so if you all don't know, it's like an MBTI test, which is like, it's called an MBTI test. There are like 16 different personalities.
Stop ranting about the MBTI test.
I have to tell my audience about this. And there are like 16 types and all that stuff. So you answer and you get to know a bit better. And yeah, you can also, like me, you can use it for defense. So if you do something wrong, you can always tell them, I'm an ENFP. I'm this, I'm that. So it happens.
Yes.
So I think I want to start off how did we become friends? That story is like, I'm never forgetting that. I'm never going to stop reminding you of that story. Okay. So basically I think this was the 9th. So we met before. We were in the same class in 5th grade, but we never really
I used to hate you in 5th grade. You were so annoying and you would wear hot pants, okay? See, okay, this is like one thing that happens in schools. The guys' shorts can be as short as they want it to be. But oh my god, if my skirt was like above my knees, the whole world would get scandalized. Yeah, I held that against you. I held it against you because your shorts were always so tiny, and like I remember this teacher literally like body shamed me because my skirt was above my knees, and that's like the time when like you don't really understand what's going on. Like what's the big deal if my skirt is like an inch shorter than it should be? So yeah, I held that against you.
That's a time where I don't remember having short shorts, so we'll just skip that part. Back to the story. So in 9th grade, it was I think Jade's birthday. And I walked up to her and I was like, happy birthday, Jade. I'd never spoken to her before. I think in 5th grade we may have spoken because we were in the same class.
I probably spoke to him when I had to insult him, so.
Ouch. Okay. So I went up to her and I was like, happy birthday, Jade. And she was like, screw you, Ayush. I'm not giving you chocolates. And
Ayush was wishing me for the purpose of a chocolate. Okay, see, very important. Intention is very important. He may make himself sound like super innocent, but you were wishing me for the chocolate. I'm pretty sure you didn't know it was my birthday.
I wasn't. I was a nice person. I would have kept in touch after 5th also if you hadn't been so behind my shorts. But yeah, I think since then we came a long way and it's been 2 or 3 years. I'm not sure. So just cut out the math part. It's 9th grade, now we're in 12th, so you can do the math. Okay, it's 3 years. So yeah, since then we've known each other and I think it's really nice because it wasn't like directly we became really close friends. It started advancing slowly. And I think that's the beauty of the friendship.
Yes, I used to come to my class every day during recess and steal my Kit Kat.
And eat. So the thing is, I wasn't so open really to talking to this friend circle. So I didn't really open up instantly, even though slowly they started accepting me. I wasn't really open. So I used to come there at recess, sit. I used to listen to them talk and I used to just eat my tiffin. And then everyone used to be like, I just comes to eat and all that stuff. But I think slowly over time, I was really lucky that I got to open up to them. I got that sense of warmth from them, which is really rare. The pure sense of warmth. So like, how do you all do it? I mean, you all have known each other for years, so how did you all open up to me?
I think it was like a very gradual progression. You were just getting to know me, and at the same time, our other friend Aman, he was kind of close to you, and you all would just
And
hang
Kian
out
and Rohan.
together. Yeah, and Kian and Rohan are other friends as well. And it just happened like very organically. Like there wasn't a particular moment or a particular incident that got you into the group. And I think it was just the timing of everything was right. You just became friends with enough of us that we just accepted you, and the ones who weren't friends with you became friends with you.
And I think the acceptance came because of the type of mindset. So if y'all knew me, like you said in 5th, I was very irritating, arrogant. Till 7th actually, I think till 7th, I was very, very arrogant and egoistic.
Are you sure you're still not arrogant and egoistic?
Not to that extent at least. I'm changing that. But
I'm
yeah.
kidding.
I remember in 7th, because one of the things which I did was, which I still regret, is one of the teachers told me to stop talking. And I still went on talking, and she asked me for my diary, and I don't know. And at that time, the second time she caught me, I wasn't talking, it was my partner talking. And I just got mad, and that sense of ego and arrogance took over, and I just slammed the diary on the table. And that, obviously, y'all wouldn't have accepted me as friends, because actually I'm lucky to be in this circle, kind of. That I got that change.
I mean, you get to hang out with us every day. Who wouldn't want to do that?
No, there are a lot of people out there.
I know. See, I think for us, we're kind of a group of nerds because, for us, academic achievement is important, and I think more than that, I think for all of us, okay, I think that for us, I like our group, of course, I'm part of it, but I like it because we're all very balanced. I think all my friends, like, they force me to be balanced. See, you can swing either way. You can either be like completely into academics, or you can be completely into extracurriculars, and what those extracurriculars are. It can be sports, it can be drugs.
Okay, that was hard. Yeah, but I think that's true also. So, like, when I joined in this group, I wasn't really so inclined towards academics. But then, when you become the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with, So, what happens is when you all are continuously, everyone's inclined towards academics. During exams, everyone's preparing for academics and all that stuff. So, I would start feeling foolish. Oh my God, why am I not preparing? And that gave me that push. And I'm sure if I wasn't a part of this group, I wouldn't have had whatever academic success which I've achieved, or whatever in academics that I've achieved, it wouldn't have been to this extent.
And I feel like especially the media perpetuates that you always have to be on extremes. They perpetuate this really polarizing view where you're either a complete nerd, or you're a complete jock, or you're a complete theater geek. It's never balanced. And my friend group definitely is a perfect example that balance exists. I'm pretty sure there are so many groups like this in the world. I think everyone thinks that their friend group is the best group. So yeah, I think my friend group is the best group, and I don't really care what anyone else thinks.
No, but I don't think so. Like, okay, I think our friend group, the current friend group that I'm in, is the best. But if I look back at some of my previous friend groups, I know some friends who've gotten into smoking now.
Wow.
And luckily for me, I had a change of influence, that timing or whatever it was, and I could have avoided, or I could have been in that same space.
Yeah, I think sometimes the people that you surround yourself with have such an adverse impact on your life, because especially like at our age, peer pressure, such an important part. It's an important part of growing up. It can shape you in so many ways, but it can also be a detriment. And I think
Give an example.
I think, if you see your friend, if you hang out in a group that is always, I don't know, okay, just cut that out. If you hang out in a group that's always bunking class, okay, I know that's such a nerdy thing to say.
Didn't you do that in 4th grade? I think Ronan told me once.
Oh my God, in 4th grade,
Okay,
I would never bunk a class. I must have probably bunked like 1 class in my entire life, okay? Okay, please cut that bunking example. I'll probably get teased for that. Okay.
No, we're just gonna put the whole thing. Unfiltered.
Oh my God, what the hell? Okay, yeah, an example of peer pressure. If you hang out in a group that thinks that, I don't know, using foul language is cool, then you automatically become that person. And I know that's been true for me in so many instances. Very often, I think it's even like a cultural thing. When you go to like different states, when you talk to different people with different accents, you automatically switch your accent. Like it is natural tendency for us to compare ourselves to other people and for us to adapt to the expectations and the behavior of the group.
I think about foul language also. So I used to swear a lot. I used to use the F word a lot. I think even if my old videos, which I've deleted now, I swore in one or two of them, and slowly this group started having an impact. And I barely swear unless I'm very, very, very mad, which I've done once in the group. Yeah, but I really like that group, which you all got me back in. So there's a huge thing which happens, which has happened twice or thrice, not just happened once. I've gotten mad at the group, I've left the group, and then I feel so special because everyone messages me, why do you leave the group, why do you leave the group? And then they add me back, but now it feels foolish after doing it like 3 or 4 times. But yeah, that's happened also, where I think once I used like extreme foul language and I just left the group, and then I got back in.
Yeah, see, I think for us, it's more of not focusing on the battle, but the war, and always looking at the bigger picture. You can't just leave because someone said, "Oh my God, Ayush, you don't like laddus. We hate you." Like it's not, and okay, it was not laddus. It was bibinka. That was what the argument was about. It was like, "Oh, Ayush, you don't like bibinka. Get lost." And yeah, I guess it's always about not losing your mind on like really petty things. Also, I feel like sometimes, okay, how do I say this? Sometimes, in order to like become a better friend, you first have to be a toxic friend, and you have to get out of that. You have to grow from that in order to realize that what you did was wrong, and in order to always strive to be more compassionate and more present to the friends that you have. And I know for sure that in the past, I have definitely been a very toxic friend to some people, and now I don't think I'm the toxic friend anymore, but I had to be the toxic friend in order to step up my game as a friend. I think that very often people equate like friendships with popularity, and this is something that my parents told me, which really, really, really stuck out. And they said it's not about making friends, it's about maintaining those friends. And I think for me, I can maintain like a small amount of friendships, and I'd rather focus on that rather than making like a bunch of friends who I cannot really rely on.
I used to have cool friends. I'm just going to say that. Like those popular ones. You know, so in 7th grade, obviously everyone knew me till 7th grade. So I was actually the naughty ones. I was one of those naughty popular ones. You know, the ones who used to annoy the teachers and all that stuff. That's how I got popular. And everyone knew who Ayush was, but not everyone really liked who Ayush was. So there's a big difference in that. Even if you're popular at times, you can be wrong, you can be different, and it's not really necessarily nice that if you're popular, you're going to be a good person. And that lesson actually came from me post 7th grade when I started changing. I'm still changing every day.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, we can sit here and sound like a bunch of 50-year-olds, but in fact, we're 17 and we have lots of lessons to learn, lots of mistakes to make, lots of growing to do. And again, I am sounding like a 50-year-old.
I'm as mature as an 85-year-old, and at times I can be as immature as a 7-year-old. Like Kung Fu Panda.
7-year-old, please. Okay, that's like stretching it a little bit too far.
Yeah,
you're like worse than like a 2-year-old sometimes.
Yeah, so there was a show also, Kung Fu Panda, which I started watching on Prime Video. Kung Fu Panda Paws of Destiny. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's one of my favorite shows. And I just spammed everyone in the group about Kung Fu Panda. No one's watched it yet.
No one wants to watch it.
Yeah, they just watch all these adult content, which I'm too small for.
Okay, very funny.
So, you told about media representation being a negative influence on how friendships are. In reality, they're being completely different or something. So, what do you think is going to happen in the future about the media in the medium? Do you think there's going to be like a change or something?
I don't know. I think the media sways to whatever the public want. And if the public doesn't ask for, I think like as a community, as like the public, that opinion is so strong and that is so important because it is us. I think like sometimes, you know, we complain about a lot of things, but we don't realize the power that we have in keeping all these corporations and all these industries alive. So yeah, if enough people demand it, then yes, definitely.
I'll ask you a bit of a personal question, a bit of a harsh question. What are you doing to do it?
Huh?
What are you doing to get that implemented?
Nothing. Talking about it. Complaining about it without realizing my power. Exactly.
Exactly. But
I think just cultivating that and not letting it get to me. That is enough.
And spreading it in a way, maybe.
Yeah, and spreading it in a way and showing myself more than anyone else that I can be balanced. I do not have to fit into a box.
You know, okay, at times you can be really very angry and harsh with words. Like,
no, I think I am blunt. More than anything, I'm blunt.
Yeah, you're straightforward.
I'm very straightforward. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'll just tell you what I have to tell you. Probably loaded with a lot of sarcasm, and sometimes that doesn't sit well with a lot of people, and that's fine. And like, it's definitely come to bite me many times. It's really hurt me, but I don't want to change it. I like it when people are straightforward with me. So that is what I try to cultivate.
No, but I think even if it does push away someone, it maybe isn't like meant for you, or they can't really think in the same way.
Like, you can be the what is the quote? You can be the ripest, juiciest peach in the world, and there are still people who don't like peaches.
No, you know, because I remember this thing. So this was my first experience. Jade sent like a bunch of voice notes being upset at me, firing me. I was having lunch and I'm like, cool, let's listen to this. And then I'm having lunch, worst lunch ever. After that I realized, but okay, what she is saying is right. In a way, you were right completely. But yeah, it was a harsh way, but I think I learned it. I think the lesson was learned better because it was a harsh way. It was in a more of a strict way.
No, it was not harsh, more than it was direct.
Yeah, like, it was direct.
Didn't sugarcoat it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what actually some of the best teachers. I was watching this podcast about Captain Raghu Raman and with Beer Biceps. He's an ex-army guy. It's really amazing. You all should check out that podcast. And he said,
I'm sure Beer Biceps doesn't need you to promote his podcast.
Yeah, but still. Sure. What was I saying? Yeah, so Captain Raghu Raman said this really amazing thing, which is in his mindset that even in the military, they give such like direct and harsh training that when they are out, nothing can break them. So they go through so much of stress. They have such stressful training that nothing can break them, and that has happened with me because now I'm so used to things being direct and not being beaten around the bush. Is that correct phrase?
And not having people beat around the bush.
Yeah, and not having people beat around the bush. That I'm used to it now, and that's a good thing in a way. Jade, I want to ask you this thing. Like, a lot of things in the pandemic, what had happened was once lockdown was announced and all that stuff happened, a lot of people became more lonely or they became away from their friends. While in our circle, I noticed it particularly, we became way more closer.
So I think the pandemic, we didn't really get a chance to meet for like a very, very, very long time. And that, for some reason, it pushed us closer together thanks to Kian's persistence that we always have video calls. Yeah, that way it's good to have some annoying friends in your life. Sorry, Kian. But yeah, I think it just, again, that also started very organically. We didn't force it upon anyone. But we would just have video calls for our friends' birthdays, virtual online party. Then, during the lockdown, we would call like every single day, right, on Google Duo. Yes, we had nothing better to do. But see, I'm a huge believer that no one like has time for anything. You make time for something if it's like enough of a priority to you. And for enough of us in the group, having and maintaining those friendships, it was a priority. So we managed to, use the pandemic to our advantage, get closer together, which I know sometimes like it can come from a very privileged perspective that we do have all these resources and not everyone can access all of these things, and there are like really, really, really big problems that we teenagers do not understand, and we probably have like the smallest problems that are so privileged, and yeah, I think for us, that just, it worked.
It started actually with a birthday. That's the reason why we did the VC, and then we were like, we should do this every week and all, and we continued it.
Yeah.
Something. Okay, I want to ask you this deep question. Is it okay if I ask you?
Yes, you can ask me the deep questions in the world.
So you lost a few friends.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Oh,
How
okay.
everything. What can you tell us about? Whatever. What can you learn from it? How has it impacted you, and how do you come out
Okay,
from it?
yeah. So I think again, I place this this really great value. Like, yeah, I place a really great value on friendships. Like when I call someone my friend, I put all my effort into keeping in touch with that person and making sure that they are okay, that they are comfortable. I try to be the best friend that I can be, and I think that comes from a place of wanting that in return, and I have gotten that in return. I think that comes from a place of getting so much of grace from all my friends through everything that like we have gone through these past few years, which I don't really want to go into that because that's personal to me, but it was a lot. And okay, yeah, and whatever, people can say I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. So yeah, screw opinions. Okay, you can cut that out. I think that's too harsh.
Screw opinion. Nah,
Screw opinions.
that's gonna be cool.
Okay. My friend showed me so much of grace, and I tried to
I
do
want to
that.
interrupt. What do you mean by grace?
Grace is just they were kind to me. They understood. They helped me. They helped me, and I think they were there. They showed up to like a lot of things when they didn't have to. Like they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be compelled to show up to any of those things, but they still did. And for me, like that was so comforting.
But what did you like learn from this is about the friends that you have. I'm talking about like the ones which you lost.
Yes.
What did that
Okay,
teach
so
you?
getting to that.
Yeah.
I have lost a couple of friends, and again, I said that was hard. But I think what I learned from it is that sometimes you just outgrow each other, and that person's chapter in your life, it just has to end. And it is very hard. Like it is very hard, and especially like when you had so many fun times together. We had events that we would go to together, and like now I have to probably find a new friend group or go there alone. But yeah, there were like so many things that are your things that are for you and your friend group. And then when you lose that, it's like you lose a part of your life with you, and all those memories that you associate with these things just they become bittersweet. But the one thing that I did learn from that experience is that sometimes you have to prioritize yourself and your trust and your morals, and if someone can just stand there and abuse it and watch you get hurt without standing up to you, then they're probably not worth it. And I think likewise for me, maybe I've done that to some people and they've had to cut me out of their lives. So yeah, I feel like every friend that you lose is probably leading you to a healthier relationship with someone else. And also losing that friend showed me, I mean, all that effort that I used to put into that friend, I got to put into all my other friendships. So there's always an upside. And plus I've made I've made like a few friends like this year who mean a lot to me. So yeah. Kasturi, if you're watching this.
I think I'm not yet. So I've actually lost one of my closest friends. It was I told you about this. You know about this.
Yeah,
but
I know about this.
Say it on the internet. I've said it once before. But yeah, so I had this like really, really close friend. And for me, it was very, in a way, I have a high level of emotional bandwidth, which I will put for specific people. So 90% of my emotional bandwidth will be for a specific few people, and 10% will be for the rest of the general. So the thing is, this was this friend of mine. We were really close, I think. I'm saying I think because I'm not sure. From my side, it was, and I put in a high amount of emotional bandwidth into it. I would be there for him and all, but I realized I was holding the thread in a way, and just to test the waters, just to kind of confirm if it was true or not, I left the thread, and only to realize that it was way more one-sided than I thought. And slowly after that we parted ways, without really, there wasn't any closure or anything. We just parted ways, and then I came to know there was some stuff which he had spoken about me behind my back and all that stuff, which was harsh, and I'm still not over that friendship, but it definitely did allow me to find new people. Like, I got to get into this group.
Yay, the best group on earth.
Yeah, the best group. So yeah, I think cutting off was a good thing in a way, but it still hurts. I'm not yet healed of it completely. And yeah, that's the first time I said on the internet. Wow.
What I'm gonna say about what I used to say is that the effort that you put into those people, like if someone doesn't see the effort that you put in, then not worth it. You might as well put that effort into someone who actually appreciates it. Also, sometimes I feel like sometimes it just wasn't meant to be. Like, that's all. Believe in fate and everything. I feel like you have to put in a lot of effort to make a relationship work, any kind of relationship. I feel like, especially, at our age, at the ripe old age of 17, yes, everyone just talks about like relationships in the sense that it has to be romantic, but that's not true. Like, having a solid set of friends to get you through anything is always a bonus, and if you are putting in a certain amount of effort into the relationship and not getting that reciprocated to you, does that make sense? Then it's not worth it.
I wanted to dive into a separate topic. I know we started with friendship, but could I change the topic?
Yes,
now?
you can change the topic.
Okay.
It's your podcast.
So, you spoke about fate and destiny and all. Do you believe in that?
Yeah. I do.
So is that like, do you believe in that spirituality thing kind of?
Oh my god, I don't believe in I think that if you believe in good, that it'll come back to you, but I also don't think that you should apologize for like having negative emotions and for feeling bad. Like, I feel like we should create this world of toxic positivity where it's like, oh my god, think every good thought in the world and suppress all your bad thoughts. It's not gonna help anyone. Okay, I tried it before, it did not work.
But when you said in a way that you should think about good things and it'll happen to you, it's called manifestation.
I know it's called manifestation, and I don't want you to sound, and I'm not interested.
Can we talk about?
See, I feel like okay, this whole manifestation thing, you can't just like close your eyes, imagine stuff, and do nothing about it. Okay, the image of what you imagine your life to be, Does that make sense? Yeah, the perception of your desired future, it should be something that motivates you to work towards it. You can't just sit and say, oh my god, I want to be, like the Prime Minister of India, and then just expect it to happen. You have to work towards it, which is something I feel like this whole manifestation thing kind of gets wrong.
I'll give you two reasons. I'll give you like two things to this: the scientific reason behind it, and the manifestation reason behind it. So basically, I know you don't like this topic, but I had to dive in. I love this topic.
See, it's not that I don't like it. I just feel like it's been like the internet just makes it like something different than it is. Like, it's really become a trend now. You make your mood board and you stick like all these cute tapes and stickers and everything. Yes, I know.
That's Jade's mood board, guys.
It's not my mood board. It's just a decorative board. I'll show you my mood board. 1 second, over here.
Yeah, show it to us, please. You just said about not having mood boards.
See, I know I talk about like not having mood boards. I just feel like it's about having a mood board, not working towards it, and just thinking that the universe is going to give you what you want just because you want it. That's like wrong. Please don't show them that. It's incomplete, okay? And like my exam study timetable is over there, looks on time.
And it's cancelled.
My mood board.
Yeah, she's very creative.
I know, like very into aesthetics and everything.
Okay, so I'll tell you the thing about manifestation. So basically, manifestation, how it works is when you really believe in something, it starts happening your way. So I'll tell you one thing. There was this guy who I wanted to get on my podcast for a long time. So the thing is, I would continuously, subconsciously even think about it. So the manifestation way is that the universe attracted it towards me and made it work. Now, the scientific way, which you're talking about, is the way you need to work. So what would happen was, even if it was in my mind subconsciously, I would continuously think and try of finding new ways to reach out to him. And that was one of the things which worked. So I'm not sure if it's manifestation, I don't know if it's science, whatever it is.
See, I don't mind manifestation, I'm just not very educated to talk about it. Okay, now please move on to the next question. Done with manifestation.
Yeah, sure. We could talk for a few hours.
No, not interested.
Right. So now, since anyways we've diverted from topics and all that stuff, I want to ask you about like your discipline. How do you manage work and fun? Because I need to implement that in my life.
Oh, okay. One sec.
Personal.
I will tell you the secret to life. A planner. I love my planner. I think in the 9th and 10th year when I had my bullet journal, it was like my defining personality trait. I would take it with me wherever I went. I would write down my tasks. Like I think it's just about delegating your time, and it's about sticking to a routine. I'm a stickler for routine. I love routines. I love organization. I'm like that very type A person. I love con Mari. Oh my god.
Okay, now I'm going to use my biggest defense. I'm an ENFP.
Oh
and
my
ENFPs
god.
aren't really designed to be that way. They are more spontaneous, taking decisions on the go and all that stuff. But I really want to try and implement that. But how does a planner help exactly?
So what I do
Because
is
for me, okay, I'll tell you this. Wait, before you say it, I started doing a planner. So there's too much to write down, and that itself consumes so much of time. Writing out the task, decorating it, and all
you
that
don't
stuff.
have to decorate it.
Yeah, but writing down and all that stuff, that takes up a lot of time, consumes a lot of time, which I feel I can use it in some other way. So how exactly would a planner help?
Okay, see, for me it helps in the sense that I write everything down. So when I have to do something, I don't really have to think about all the things I have to do. I already know what I have to do because it's right in front of me. And in that way, I don't end up wasting time like switching between, like if it comes to studies, then I don't waste time like switching between bunch of subjects. I know what assignments are due, so I end up doing them in advance. Oh my god, I am literally the nerdiest person ever. Who does their assignments in advance? Me!
No, but how do you do that? So for me, what happens is I know I have to get a certain amount of tasks done, but what happens is if there's a phone, I'll be like, okay, I'll play one game and then I'll start. Or I'll take a 5-minute break and I'll.
Oh, that happens to everyone. Okay, that happens to me also. I don't know.
But your work is always complete on time.
I feel like you asking me this question, like I've not mastered it myself. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still a work in progress.
No, but your projects are always complete. Yeah, for maths project, we took her project, we copied her. Kian, hi Kian, you know what I'm talking about. So we took her project. It's always complete and all that stuff. So that way. That's
yeah,
why
I don't know, it's just the way I am. I'm just, I do not rest till my work is complete because when I procrastinate, then when I'm procrastinating, I think of all the work that I have to do, and that just doesn't allow me to like procrastinate in peace, Like if I'm watching Netflix instead of doing my math project, then I keep on worrying about my math project, and that doesn't allow me to focus on the TV.
Okay, wait, am I productive if in my breaks I don't watch Netflix but I listen to good podcasts?
Oh my god.
Doesn't make me productive?
See, I think this whole productivity thing is like such a, I don't know, it's just nonsense. Like I feel like anything can be productive. Like literally just sitting here, okay, we're not saying we're doing nothing, but like sitting here and having this conversation can be productive in the sense that it helps me de-stress. Or going for a walk. Okay, going for a walk can be productive because it helps me clear my mind. Sitting and doing nothing is productive because it helps your brain switch off and it gives you that much needed rest time. And I feel like now we just live in a world where overstimulation is normalized, where it is so normal to be on exchange. You're either fully into it or you're not into it at all, and that's not a healthy mindset to have. You need to find balance, which is something that I am still learning. And I feel like productivity is overrated. I feel like anything can be productive if it makes you a happier and healthier person.
Unproductive podcasts make me happy. Listening to good ones. Okay, so Jade, I want to elaborate. This is like we've spoken about it already, but I'm getting back to it because it came up in my mind. Could you elaborate about toxic friends? Like, what do you mean by that, and how can they impact you in a negative way?
Okay, now...
And I think everything has a positive side to it also. So how would it impact you in a positive way?
Okay. I think there are two aspects to the question that you just asked me. One is having the toxic friend, one is being the toxic friend. It's very hard to admit that you can be a toxic friend to someone, and it's something that usually people see only in retrospect. It's something that I see in retrospect. When I was being a toxic friend, I didn't realize that I was. So yeah, I think that you can be the kindest, nicest, sweetest person in the world and you can still be toxic to someone.
Okay, Jade, we've finally come to the last part of this podcast, the last section, where I'm going to ask you rapid fire questions. You have to try to answer them as soon as possible.
Okay, wow. Why? This is like, I'm getting nervous now.
It's like a test, maybe.
Yes, it is a test. I take tests very seriously. I'm a nerd, remember?
So, describe yourself in 3 words.
A work in progress. Okay, that's 4 words, but work in progress. Yes, and that's the way I would describe myself.
How long does it take you to get ready in the morning?
15-20 minutes.
Wow, I take longer than that. Okay. We shouldn't discuss this, it's fine. What is one thing, this is like a deep level question, I really enjoy it, but try to answer it short. What is one thing that you've always wanted to do?
I've always wanted to become a lawyer. I think everyone knows that about me, so yeah.
But you're working towards it, so
Yes,
you'll
I'm working
become
towards
one.
it.
No, I mean more like an adventurous kind of thing.
Oh,
like
okay.
skydiving, scuba diving, or something like that. Like that kind of thing. What is one thing you've always wanted?
Just travel anywhere. It doesn't matter where. Just travel. Like I literally don't have a particular place in mind. What I want to do is explore.
Okay. What is the meanest thing you've ever said to someone?
Oh my god.
I'll say, screw you, Ayush, you're not getting chocolates.
I do say a lot of mean things, like unintentionally. Yeah, unintentionally sometimes. Some people just deserve it. But yeah, sometimes unintentionally I do come off as like very mean. So.
And I know when you say it unintentionally, you come and apologize after that.
No, I feel like sometimes
I've not gotten the
realize.
chocolate apology yet, but okay.
Excuse me, you got all my Kit Kats and
Yeah,
Pets.
I got the chocolates.
Okay?
Oh, yeah, that's true also. Oh, that was a way of apology.
If that wasn't penance, the one time I told you to screw off.
How many books have you read so far this year?
Oh my god, like 3, okay. What the hell? I used to be such a big reader, and now I just struggle to get through like 1 book. But yeah, I think I've read like 3 books so far. I want to read like 12 books this year, so I'm on track.
I've read 2, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I used to like, at one point I used to read like 50 books in a year, and I don't know what happened when school happened.
No,
you know what? If you count all the textbooks that I've read, I've probably read like, I don't know, like 15 books.
No, but I noticed that with age slowly, for me it has happened at least, that thing drops down. So
No, it's not about
hopefully-
concentration, it's just I don't get as much time anymore. Like now I read the newspaper and I do all like adult, boring stuff. So yeah.
Okay, so I found this really interesting question. When I dance, I look like...
A window washer. What is this? This is your signature step, okay?
Guys, I'm a really good dancer.
Yes,
So
yes,
believe that.
very good.
I'm like the life of the party.
Oh my god, some people would like to contest you on that.
No, thank you. I'm like the absolute winner. So, if you could talk in your sleep, what would you say? I mean, wait. Yeah,
That's such a
you can't
creepy
know.
question. What the hell? I would say nothing.
No, guys, I'm referring to this thing on Google for the rapid fire thing, and that's why I found
Yes,
this
it has
question.
some very weird questions. Okay.
Wait, what is one thing that annoys you the most?
Oh my god, there are so many things that annoy me. I need to choose. Okay, I hate it. I hate it when people make a mess. Like, okay, if like people's pens are like scattered all over the table, or if their papers are scattered all over the table, or if like their desk is not in order. Like for other people, it's not even for me. Like for me, it's always like it's pretty much always organized. But like other people, I just lose it. I cannot function when there's mess. It annoys me. But you know what? Another thing. Okay, I know it's supposed to be rapid fire, but another thing that really gets me is like sometimes I go out crazy feminist on people. So yeah,
A lot.
misogyny gets me. Oh yeah, sometimes I just go all crazy feminist on people, and I do sound a little bit crazy, but whatever.
A lot of times, but okay.
It's a beautiful day to destroy patriarchy, everyone.
So I wanted to ask you, oh actually you know what, I forgot to tell you, thank God you were never in my class after 5th, because my desk is still very messy. I used to leave books in my desk, like I don't need this, I'm not starting this at home today, and we need this for tomorrow, so I'll just keep it in my desk.
Oh yeah, I think there's no problem with that as long as it's organized. Like when people like just put like papers and like all those like pencil shavings on their desk, I'm like, what?
I'm guilty of it. I never went to the dustbin. So yeah. Okay, last question, which is, what is your favorite hobby?
Writing, journaling, I'm all into that.
Okay, so she's really good at writing. I've told her a lot of times she should put her stuff on Instagram.
No.
It's you should. It's really, really beautiful. It's really nice. And if you'll see this video till the end, I'll be linking her handles. Drop her a DM. Tell her to put her stuff on her writing on Instagram. It'll be really nice. So
No, see, I just think I'm a very private person. Like, see, I'm very open, but I'm very private. I think like that's just like those are two very contradictory things which I feel people misunderstand about me. But like, I'm very open about like social issues and everything, stuff that no one else wants to talk about. But when it comes to me and my life, I'm very like private about that. And also, you ended up reading my stuff without my permission. So please.
I would have spoken about it, but nah, it's on the internet. Oh, by the way, that's a very INFJ thing. So I was seeing this meme, okay?
Oh my god.
Which is that INFJs will come up to you and they'll be like, open up to me, you can always talk to me and all that stuff. And then when you tell them, open up to me, you INFJ, and they're like, no. And that's actually Jade. But
Yes,
sometimes she rarely, I've not seen her open up so much. Yeah, so that's like a very INFJ thing. And Jade hasn't really opened up so much, but she has opened up at times, but very rarely. I don't think I've noticed that phase yet. So hopefully in the future, but yeah, so INFJ.
Yes. Thank you for listening to us talk about ourselves, Narcissism 101 for like half an hour, 1 hour, however long this podcast is going to be. Thank you, Ayush, for having me on the
being
podcast.
the first guest. And yeah, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe. You can tell them to subscribe.
Subscribe, Ayush. You won't regret it.
And I'll be dropping like Jade's handle. She's not active on Twitter, but you can still
Oh my god.
Twitter. I'm very active. You can follow me.
No, I left Twitter because this guy was spamming on Twitter. He would tweet some quote every single day.
For 30 years.
And I was just like, okay, no more Twitter for me.
So yeah, and y'all can drop her a DM and tell her to start putting her writing out. Maybe you can start with a pseudonym.
Okay.
And yeah, so yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.
Thank you for watching. Bye bye.
You're welcome.